Assignment 3 is on Pedmas, which is the order of operations. And Pedmas is an acronym to help us remember which operation we evaluate first. Pedmas is important because this helps us to evaluate expressions the same way for everybody. Because if we didn't have this order, then one person might evaluate the operations reading from left to right, somebody else might evaluate it reading from right to left, and you would get different answers. So it's important that we all follow this certain order. Now, going over the Pedmas, P is for parentheses. This tells you to evaluate whatever is inside parentheses. E is for exponents, telling us to evaluate exponents after we evaluate parentheses. And then the M and the D, and there's some confusion on this. Now, multiplication does not always come first, even though the M comes first in Pedmas. Multiplication and division have equal weight. This means that you're going to evaluate the multiplication and division depending on which one comes first in the expression. In addition and subtraction, the A and the S is the same thing. You evaluate that reading from left to right. So we're going to work two examples on this to make sure that we have an understanding. Example 1, we have 4 plus parentheses 6 divided by 7 minus 4 squared. And we want to evaluate parentheses first. And it's a good idea to rewrite the expression in each step. And make sure you don't confuse the division sign with the addition sign. So we evaluate the inside the innermost parentheses, which is 7 minus 4 is 3. And then we're still working inside this bigger parentheses, which is a bracket. Brackets are the same thing as parentheses. And so we need to evaluate the division that's inside the bracket. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And so now we've taken care of the parentheses. Notice we did the division inside the parentheses because we always do what is inside parentheses first. And now we have exponents to evaluate. 2 squared, 2 squared, that's 2 times 2 is 4. So now we're left with 4 plus 4, which is 8. So 8 will be our final answer for this expression. In the second example, this is going to cover what we talked about with the multiplication and division. Now, if you follow strictly Pedmas, multiplication would come before division, but these have equal weight, so we evaluate whatever comes first. Division, in this case, comes before multiplication, so we need to divide first. But first, let's evaluate the exponents. Let's follow our order. There are no parentheses, so we skip to the exponents. 3 squared is the same thing as 3 times 3, which is 9. And now we're going to do the multiplication and division, like I was saying before. We evaluate division first because it comes before multiplication in our expression. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. So now we have 4 times 4 minus 9. And we evaluate multiplication. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 minus 9 is equal to 7. So 7 is our final answer.